Aloha Star Family, it is Pink Bella. Aloha, welcome back to my channel, and I'll share this out on all the platforms. Today's star date is 3/30/26, March 30th. Can you all believe it? That we're almost through March? Wow. So this is going to be our galactic news for today, March 30th. I've got lots of topics to share with you all. The Galactic Akashic records are open, and how are y'all doing? Comment below and let me know what's happening in your part of the world and what would you like me to look at next. I feel like this is going to be such a big week, everyone. So we have the full moon on Wednesday, which is a pink full moon, April 1st. We also have Easter weekend, so Good Friday on the 3rd. And we have we have a big solar storm in process as well, everyone. We have a G1 storm as well as at least one solar flare that was 144. I love that. Gotta love the numbers. That was an X class. So yeah, you might all be feeling either over-energized, can't sleep, or you're going to be like super tired. So remember to hydrate, ground, and take really good care of yourselves, okay? Yeah. So let me review the comments. I also have an exciting announcement. I'm going to be doing a pivot a little bit from Substack, and I'm announcing my Pink Bella Aloha Galactic community, which will be right out of my website. So I'll talk a little bit more about that at the end, but I've launched it as of today. And our first group live call is going to be this Friday, Good Friday. It will be recorded and it'll just be for the community. So I'm super happy. This has been a long time coming, everyone. And this is going to be replacing sort of any classes that I would normally announce this time of year, okay? So there'll be 2 deep dives a month, and I'll get more into the details towards the end. But yeah, if you hear the call and you'd like to join and support my work, please do. Okay, so let's look at it. So the topics, yeah, already. We had a little bit of a scare last week, especially those of you who are in Laguna Beach, because Laguna Beach is in California. It's a coastal town, and the local government, whatever we want to call them, they did let everybody know, but it was very loud. It was 4 p.m, March 24th, EBS sirens, announcements, and it really did sound like something out of the movie. It was very scary for everyone. So I wanted to look a little bit about that. And now I did some research. So that was March 24th, around 4 p.m. local. Apparently, there were announcements around the world that there were other places in California. I also want to look at Hawaii because Hawaii's had major flooding and it's connected to the Pacific. And then I'm going to look and see if there's anything global. So that's the first deep dive I'm going to look at. Second is this connected to the cloaked dark ET ships and the Galactic battle, which is the spiritual battle happening right now? There's a bunch in the Pacific. Are they around Hawaii and off the coast of California? What's going on with the ones in Atlantic? So I want to look at that. Then I want to have a little sneak peek at what's coming up for the Easter weekend. And I might have another, look at this sort of like midweek. What else? Oh yeah. So there was this, again, the 25th. Last week was a big week. Melania Trump, the first lady, was at a conference and she came out with a robot and made an announcement, and so did the robot, as well as about technology and children, etc. So my question is this an introduction to robots in the White House and the federal government? So that's what I want to look at. And then I'll look at Easter, and then I'll let you all know about the community, which I'm super excited about. Okay. All right. So let's look at this right now. Oh, I'm being guided right now just to pull some cards. The records are open. What do we all need to know from now until Good Friday? Lovers. Those of you who are new, welcome. And I use the cards just to channel in and laser focus with the records. Ace of Wands. The Moon. Wow. We have a lot going on this week. So there's going to be a bunch of political announcements, global, most likely connected to the conflict in the Middle East. So just be aware of, don't allow, this is a very powerful manifesting week, everyone. So don't allow yourself to get dragged into the 3D stories. Yeah, I'm getting a headache about it because, again, so much more going on than what we think. Ace of Wands, this is it. This is a very powerful manifestation week to create the life that you want, the life that we want for the planet. So we're to stay laser focused, especially starting April 1st, and the moon. Now, this is about death and rebirth, and I'm wondering if it's actually about the moon, if there's going to be an announcement. There also could be like an announcement about someone major passing away, or that, yeah. So we have the Four of Wands and we have the Seven of Cups. So there's going to be some kind of, I feel like, a timeline jump, a timeline matrix glitch. And that's why we're to stay focused. Yeah, within 4 days. So by Good Friday. So we're going to have lots of like solar flares and a whole bunch of things happening this week. Wow. Yeah, I think on Friday, I'm going to look at the royal family as well and see. There's been sort of a kerfuffle that there might be an announcement about King Charles this week too. Okay, so now let's dive into California. Yeah, that was scary. So those who are in Laguna Beach I noticed that a lot of the influencers that just talk about general things didn't say a word about it that live in Laguna. That was super interesting to me. And but yeah, so let's look at the the sirens went off. It sounded like, I saw clips, you guys can go find clips about it. It sounded like World War II, and like, people, when the sirens used to go off and people would dive into their bomb shelters. There were also verbal announcements, and the verbal announcements were like, this is just a test, but still it was very loud, and I think it just took everyone by surprise. So what information do we need to know that was going on behind the scenes? Was this an EBS test in Laguna Beach? Page of Cups. Bunch of cards wanted to come forward. The Emperor. Also the Page of Swords. The Death card, which doesn't mean death. It means huge transformation. So yes, this was a white hat operation, with a good military operation to alert everyone in that area just in case. Like, it was a soft test, like it wasn't nothing major was going on, and they did both. Like, they did the sirens and then they did the verbal Page of Swords. So they did the verbal to get everybody prepared. Yeah, this is just to prepare everyone, just in case, they're saying, and to help everyone sort of get over that initial what is going on, to be more in your power now if something happens again. And remember, whatever area you're in, they do send out alerts multiple different ways as well, but there was nothing actually happening. But I do want to just quickly ask, were there dark ET ships off the coast cloaked in the area? Yes. So anything else we need to know about that? They're saying it was more of a yes, but they're saying it was more about not just the citizens to be prepared, but also the White Hat, the military alliance, to go through they went through their own tests as well. So it was like a drill. Okay. Seven of Cups. Yeah, let me just do one more. Five of Pentacles and Seven of Cups. The Death card again. Yeah, there's lots of different things going on different timelines. And it was not just for, like I said, not just for the citizens, but to allow the military groups to go through their own process. Yes, the dark ships off the coast, they are sort of sending out these frequencies of lack and poverty consciousness, and they're trying to disrupt everybody's manifestations and timelines. Yeah, no kidding. I've got a story about that. I might as well just tell it now. Okay, so what I'm noticing a pattern now, and it was a little bit this morning, so two things. Seems to be on Fridays, the dark ET groups are sending out these frequencies, airwaves, as well as through their grids. Sometimes we'll feel nausea, and they seem to want to get everybody tripped up on Fridays, because instead of relaxing on the weekend, your nervous system's all on high alert. Okay, so that was just explaining all of last week. Friday night, I fell asleep early, and I woke up thinking there was an explosion. It was fireworks, you all, and the mall's empty. It was not for anything. It was set up and kids and illegal. Did the police show up? No. And I remembered, so I've been in this location for 4.5 years. It's only happened one other time, and one other time it was a couple of months ago, and I heard that they were specifically set off by the dark ETs to freak everybody out and set off everyone's nervous system. So I had two things happen on Friday that had already happened. The water got shut off again and the fireworks. I recovered really quickly. So we're kind of also going through these personal nervous system tests right now, because if our nervous system is on fire or we're stressed out, we're in a lower frequency. Okay. There's nothing wrong with that, everyone. Excuse me. There's nothing wrong with that. We're not going to miss out, but it's just, it can take us a little bit of time to recover from that. Okay. Oh my goodness. My throat chakra. Hold on. There we go. My goodness. Yeah. So I passed with flying colors. I remember, and my kitty was beside me and he was okay too. So we both passed that, but that was interesting. This morning, had a little bit of a wave of nausea. I shared on one of my Telegram groups real quickly. Pay attention if you have a wave of nausea. That's also like archonic energy. Now, what I'm receiving is they still are targeting some individuals, but those individuals are at a different level of their ascension and they're still working on stepping into their power. For me, what I've been getting is I'm just noticing and experiencing the frequencies coming through the area, but they're not really paying attention to me. It's more about disrupting our timelines and trying to cause, just trying to be troublemakers, basically. Oops, excuse me. Oh my goodness gracious. Just as I was talking about that, the Chariot card came out and the Seven of Swords. So all of these experiences right now, see the yellow in both of them, are allowing us to clear out old fears and stress and trauma from our solar plexus, anything from the past, so we can move forward, because we're in all planets direct, and yeah, April's gonna be big. Okay. I wanted to ask about, is there anything connected to Hawaii? So Hawaii, the Hawaiian Islands have been going through like a lot of things as well. This is something else I forgot. I was there in 2017 and I literally went through an experience of a big storm. Now, what's interesting is the islands are all connected. So when a storm comes in, it hits all the islands. It was another big storm on the Big Island, which is where a lot of things are happening on the Big Island right now. But I have seen like there was flooding in Maui as well. And I didn't look at Oahu, but probably, yeah. So they go through like a tsunami test every month. That's just the experience of being on the island. But they also went through like another test because of the flooding. That was mainly on the Big Island. But I wanted to know if this also had to do with the timing around the dark ET ships, and because it was kind of around the same time. Hierophant, Six of Pentacles, Queen of Cups. Yeah, it definitely wasn't a white hat operation. So it definitely was, there was something going on, like some kind of interference, but everything is all balanced out now. It's okay. And even this Queen of Cups, like she's got, oh, this is representative of the energy of the islands. So she's okay. She's all balanced and everything now. What do we need to know about the Hierophant? Is the Hierophant connected not only to the Cabal, but the Dark ET ships? Yeah. Yeah, so it was connected. So on the human level, flooding and everything else connected to, just weather, but it actually was like the Dark ETs, the Cabal, and everything's fine now. So everything's moving forward, okay? So just let everybody know. That is amazing. What about, let me just see. Was there any place globally? Any other place globally that they're not making an announcement about? Because like I just saw somebody post, there's huge fires in Nevada, everyone, but it's not on the mainstream media. So let's look at any EBS tests in March globally. Yeah, there were at least 2. It caused Four of Swords. It caused great stress and anxiety. I'm already hearing it was around Stargate 10. Like there's all of that. This is going on around the conflicts in the Middle East. Of course, it's creating, those sounds create great anxiety for many souls. Prime Source Crater. Yeah, it's impacting the whole world. This is literally like it's impacting the whole world. Okay, how about a final, like, is the EBS system going to be like an official like global EBS system scenario in April. Six of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, the Devil. Wow. Okay. I'm not seeing a yes though, everyone. Yeah, Six of Swords. So right now we're moving out of troubled waters. So the Dark Alliance is being managed. Everything right now has balanced out and it's steady as she goes. But I'm not seeing a big yes. I'm not seeing a major arcana about the EBS system going off in April. Of course, I will look at this again. Okay, beautiful. All right, now what do we need to know about the Dark ET ships that are still getting reports about the Dark ET ships and the sounds off the coast of Nova Scotia and Canada, as well as the East Coast? What's happening there? Wow, this is our card. Six of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, Queen of Swords. Okay, yes, everything's fine right now that I'm looking at it today. Yes, it's ongoing. So it's an ongoing situation and scenario. Yes, the battle continues. It is actually making everyone stronger, including Starseeds and Lightworkers. Okay. And we got two aces. Wow. So it looks like the Atlantic is the big, sort of the big focus right now. Okay, that's good to know. And again, I will keep looking at this. But they're cloaked, everyone. They're not targeting individuals. They're just there. Yeah, they're just things that we just didn't know were there. Most likely, there's a base in the ocean. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this whole storyline that everything's over, that they've all left. No, that's not true, everyone. Yes, there are some groups that have left, but there are still lots of activity. You know, the Galactic War is ongoing, and it's like the White Hats and all the Alliance teams are managing it so that there's no, freaking out of the regular collective, so they're not stressed out. Wow. Okay. Let's just have, I'm going to do this afterwards. I'm going to talk about the community launch. I'm so excited, everyone. So I started Substack last fall, and it is where I send out my newsletters. So if you want to keep up to date with all the information, if you miss videos, etc., I include the links in my posts. I usually send out 2 to 3 posts a month, and you'll receive all the information there. So I will be sending out, it's free to follow. Originally, I had set up founders members, and I was going to set up like a community there. But what I'm being shown right now, we're in a really critical point of our journey. And any of these platforms can just decide, no, we don't want you anymore. We're banning you. I went through a little bit of that with Substack in January. I've seen major people having their communities removed on YouTube. So my higher self, my teams said, focus on your website. So it's going to be grassroots because my website's just chugging along. It's grassroots. The first live call is going to be this Friday, Good Friday. So I felt like there might be a bunch of you that might be off, and we can have a really amazing session. It will be live Q&A, deeper dives than what I can do on this platform. And this is to help obviously support my work. So there's 3 tiers. Every tier you get the 2 calls a month. There is also, if you can go month by month, there's also a 6-month option and a 12-month option. And they, of course, have more bonuses and tweaks and special offers, as well as, I'm still working it out, but there's all sorts of bonuses with the 6 and 12 month. And thank you for supporting my journey as well. It's going to be a great community. We're going to have a different private chat on Telegram to share as well until, the moving into my new website, and everything will be managed from there. So I have an intro offer on to join the community today and tomorrow, the 30th and the 31st. And you can still join after that. It's just I was guided for 48 hours to do a special offer for you all. And again, these will be private live calls that will be recorded, and all the details are on my website, and I'll be sending out the links. It's either going to be a private YouTube live or a Zoom call. I'm not sure. Yeah. So stay tuned, but I'm very excited. This has been a long time coming, everyone. So I'm still going to be sending out newsletters via Substack, but whatever I was planning on setting up with Substack is now moving over to my own website, private community. Okay. So yeah, I look forward to whatever is being called. It's going to be amazing. You're going to be able to ask questions. We're going to be able to deep dive into things together. Okay. So that is that. Oh, I'm being guided to just pull a couple of calls. So it's called the Pink Bella Aloha 5D Galactic Community. It's right at the top of my website. And email me if you have any questions. Okay. What do we need to know about this amazing new tribe? Ace of Cups. Fresh start, new beginnings, and this is perfect timing for all of this, for us to ride through the rest of 2026 together. Yeah. Whoa. And I'm getting some pressure. So there has been interference on my side to get this going for a long time, and I just felt it. The more of you I can help get you on your mission and your steps forward, that energy, the matrix energy doesn't want that. But that's okay. We're over that. Okay. Let's look at what do we need to know for Good Friday. Yeah, let's look at Good Friday and see which is the third. And what do we need to know? I'm feeling some energy in my solar plexus, everyone. So yeah, that's like trying to do something again. And maybe all the Fridays up until now have been to prepare us for Good Friday. 9 of Cups, we're to set our intentions and wishes for a fabulous, safe Good Friday and week. 7 of Wands. There could be sort of some kind of announcement or psyop in the next 7 hours to try and sort of throw us all off. King of Wands. Yeah, there could be like a white hat operation happening this week as well. Let me just ask if the King of Wands is connected to King Charles. Star councils are watching over this week. Potentially, yeah. Potentially it could be connected to the announcement about King Charles. So we'll see. Interesting. Yeah. So we're not to get involved in the movie, everyone. We're finally moving into the big parts of the movie. All right. Thank you so much, my beautiful star family. Aloha High Vibe Tribe. I'm so grateful for all of you. The Galactic Akashic records are now closed. Check out all the information to get a hold of me below, website, email. There's still some offers on that are till the end of March. Galactic Akashic Records Clarity, mini or full mentorship. There's a space available to start in spring. What else? Oh, Starseed Origin and Starseed Origin packages. So yeah, exciting times as well. Aloha and gratitude from Pink Bella Aloha. I'll be back soon. Bye, everyone.